Okay. You know, I was the first person on November the 11th to mention the new Nikon D6. However, like 3 weeks later, which was like 2 weeks ago or something like that, the rumor site mentioned it. And they're like, we were the first person. Like, no, I was the first person to mention it on a video that I made on November the 11th. Anyway, the Nikon D6, I don't know if it's going to be announced next year or if it's dropping next year. I mean, obviously it needs to be announced first, and that's not going to happen in 2018. So it's easily going to be announced next year. Whether it's announced and released next year, I don't know. Nikon actually has the ability to redeem themselves greatly. If, and there's no other better place to put it, the hybrid system that they patented, if they put that in there, is pure conjecture on my part. That would be wonderful, and Nikon will sell the hell out of them if they do. That patent that they have, I know exactly how it works, and it is incredibly simplex. It just places an EVF at the very front end of the pentaprism. When you flip the mirror up, it goes into mirrorless mode. I mean, every digital camera, DSLR, is a mirrorless. Ultimately, when you flip the mirror up out of the way, it turns into a mirrorless camera. I mean, it's the same thing with shooting mirror-up mode on a Nikon DSLR. So the only difference is that there's an EVF that feeds through the pentaprism directly to your eye, and then of course you're doing video or autofocus on sensor, as opposed to it being reflected through the primary mirror, the secondary, and down to the autofocus array in the bottom of the DSLR. The actual patent from Nikon is incredibly simplex. Doesn't make the camera really much more expensive. The only actual extra cost is on sensor phase detect and the EVF display that would be on the front of the pentaprism. But if they actually incorporate that into the D6, I'm not saying that they are, Nikon will sell the crap out of that camera, and I will definitely be one of the first people to buy the damn thing. So kudos to me for getting it right. Of course, Nikon is dropping the D6 DSLR, at least the information. I don't know if they're going to put it on sale next year, but they're definitely dropping the info on it. So the D6 is coming. So I was right about that. Thank you once again. I found it interesting that the rumor site said that they were the first to do it. It's like, no, I made that video at least 2 weeks before they ever said anything about it. Yes, undeniably so. I mean, you could go back to November 11th. That's when I made the video. Anyway, that will be interesting. Let's see what because the D5 is a bit of a failure. I mean, the dynamic range on it and everything is incredible, and the autofocus is fast, but anti-aliasing filter, there's just several issues with the Nikon D5 that just don't make it worth buying. The D6 should be a killer, but I don't know. But if it is, I'll definitely buy one. And Nikon has a chance to redeem themselves, thankfully. Hopefully. I'm not holding out hope. I always have hope for Nikon. I still have tons and tons of Nikon gear. Like, so much Nikon gear. Anyway, I'm kind of exhausted, as you can easily tell. I can thank the scumbags in Idaho for basically ruining the holidays for me. Thank you to the scumbags in Idaho. Well, happy holidays and all that good stuff, and I can't wait to hear about the new Nikon D6 from Nikon. Thank you. Bye-bye.